Many older Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, especially those living in rural and remote communities across Australia, feel a lifelong connection to their home and their country. They want to remain close to family, language, cultural practices, and on the land they grew up on. And for many elders, the idea of moving away to a place that they don't know, the people, where their language isn't spoken and where cultural practices aren't understood, it just doesn't feel right. They want aged care that respects who they are, where they come from, and the cultural identity that is central to their well-being. The good news is there is a program designed specifically with this in mind. It's called the National Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Flexible Aged Care Program, or simply the NATSIFAC program. This program has been supporting older Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people for more than 20 years, and it continues to play an important role, especially now under the new aged care reforms. Hi, I'm Carrie from Culturally Directed Care Solutions, where we give you the knowledge and tools to provide quality care with confidence. What makes NATSIFAC so different? Well, the NATSIFAC program was created because mainstream aged care programs didn't always work for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. They didn't always reflect cultural practices, obligations, language needs, or the desire to remain living on country. Under the NATSIFAC program though, services are designed with and by local communities. And that means that no two services are exactly the same. Some operate as small residential services, some focus on respite care, others deliver support in the community or with an outreach model. Each service is designed to reflect what works best for that particular community. The flexibility remains one of the greatest strengths of the program. It recognises that culture isn't an add-on. It's central to the whole person and must be respected in the way aged care is delivered. Now, from the 1st of November, Australia entered a new era of aged care with the Aged Care Act of 2024 and the Aged Care Rules 2025. And while the NATSIFAC program saw some significant changes, it continues to be a grant-funded, block-funded model, which provides stability for small and remote services, but it now sits within the new National Aged Care Regulatory Framework. And that means that NATSIFAC program providers are required to be registered and to meet the strength and quality standards, the same standards that are expected across the aged care sector, while still delivering services in that culturally safe, community-driven way. The new Act also introduces a stronger rights-based approach. For First Nations elders, this includes the right to remain connected to community and country wherever possible, and to have their culture, language and identity respected as part of their care. So although the system has changed, the purpose of the NATSIFAC program has been reinforced, not reduced. Culturally safe care goes beyond meeting physical care needs. In a nutshell, it means delivering care in a way that makes a person feel respected, understood and free to express their cultural identity. It may mean involving local community members and family in decision making. It may mean supporting someone to attend cultural ceremonies, means a women's business or community events. It can include having local artwork and bush plants around the service, familiar foods, music or speaking in a person's first language. Most importantly, it means elders feel they belong, that their knowledge and stories are valued and that their identity is not questioned or diminished. A care plan under the NATSIFAC program isn't only about personal medical care. It also should include a cultural support plan that helps keep people connected to who they are, where they come from, and how they live their life. Since 1 November 2025, the way people access NATSIFAC has changed under the new aged care system. Now, everyone who wants funded aged care services, including NATSIFAC, must now first register with My Aged Care and be assessed through the single assessment service. And because NATSIFAC is now part of the aged care system that's governed by the Aged Care Act, that applies as well. That said, people can still come and speak with the NATSIFAC service directly. Elders, family members, carers, clinic staff and other community workers may be the first person to make contact with a person, and the service can assist with the registration process so that the person isn't trying to navigate the system alone. There's also some other supports like the elder care service in some regions that will help older people. There is also still an allowance for urgent and emergency entry. If an elder needs immediate support because of a sudden change in health, safety concerns or changes in their family circumstance, the service can provide short-term help while the registration and assessments are completed. However, for ongoing support, My Aged Care registration and a formal assessment are required. Now, once the assessment through the single assessment service is completed, the older person will receive what is called a notice of decision. This is the letter that confirms they've been approved to receive aged care. Alongside this, they receive a support plan which outlines the types of support they can receive and how those supports will be delivered. Importantly for First Nations elders, this plan can include cultural needs, connection to country, family involvement, and practices that support identity and well-being. A classification assessment is generally undertaken at the same time as an aged care needs assessment for NATSIFAC. Classification levels determine the amount of funding allocated to an older person, but are only relevant if the older person chooses to access aged care services outside of the NATSIFAC program. It won't change the funding model for NATSIFAC, and it doesn't influence the amount of care that the person receives from a NATSIFAC service. Where it does become useful is if the person leaves the NATSIFAC service area and needs to access aged care under the Support at Home program. The classification level provides portability, which means the person doesn't have to start the whole assessment process again. It speeds up access to services elsewhere by recognising that the decision has already been made. For many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders, staying connected to country is more than a preference. It's part of who they are. NATSIFAC programs help make that possible. It supports community leadership, local decision making, and holistic care that respects culture, identity, and the deep connections that sustain well-being for First Nations people. It allows families to remain close. It ensures that stories, language, and knowledge continue to be passed on. And with the new aged care reforms in place, the program now sits within a stronger rights-based framework while keeping the flexibility that communities value. If you're part of a community, a service or a family supporting an elder, the NATSIFAC program, where available, offers a pathway for culturally safe, community-designed aged care. It recognises that ageing doesn't have to mean having to leave your home, your land or your people. Care can come to you in a way that respects where you belong. If you are a NATSIFAC provider, support is available to meet the requirements of transitioning under the reforms through the Ninety One managed website. I'll put a link in the description below. CDCS is working in partnership with Ninety One in delivering the NATSIFAC support project, which runs until mid-2027. So get in touch via the 1800 number or visit the website for access to NATSIFAC resources.